Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I'm trying to keep up with these once weekly skincare reviews, going back to the good old days of reviewing skincare, and today I want to talk about some of what I feel are the most underrated skincare products that I think are just amazing, that aren't talked about enough. Today there's a particular focus on calming the skin, which is not really surprising because that's all I really do for my skin nowadays, peptides, blackhead control, and a deodorant as well. Let's start off with the Mamonde Blue Azuline Cloud Toner. Now, I think I've talked about this before. This is a foaming toner. So instead of being a liquid that you pour into your hands and pat on your face or put on a cotton pad, you could put this in your hand, it foams up, and then you can very easily apply it to the skin. I didn't think I wanted a mess-free toner until I had one. Then I realized how much product usually gets lost down my arms or wasted in like a cotton pad as such. But the foaming aspect of it really does add a user-friendly experience that's not just a gimmick, you know. Ingredients. So their star ingredient is azulene, which they say is superior to Cica, madecassoside, in helping to reduce skin sensitization. And I think I believe them. I don't know if it's because of this one ingredient or just the product formulation in general. I love Cica, I love centella, I love madecassoside. Am I mixing up ingredients there? I don't know. And I've always used calming Cica serums. But the last few times my skin's been in like any kind of real issue, I've been getting like those little hot spots on my rosacea, irritation from testing different sunscreens, I've been reaching for this over my usual Cica serums because it does supply this instant kind of cooling effect alongside the cooling properties of azulene. Part of that is also down to what they call the friction-free formulation, and that's where the cloudy bubbled foamingness comes in as well. Because it is such a soft foam, there's no rubbing on the skin of anything, so you don't have to like pat it in and all that kind of stuff. You put it on your skin, you very gently wipe it on, and it's such a gentle process. I don't know if you see, but when I do my skincare routines on camera, my skin is very reactive to the point where it goes red from touching it really, and it looks irritated. Once I've done my routine, about an hour later, my skin looks fine. But I do not get that obviously with this step of the toner. It also does have chamomile in as well to help soothe the skin. And I don't know where the cooling sensation comes from. It's not mentholy minty kind of cooling. It's just kind of like this breeze. It almost feels like a breeze on your skin where everything just kind of calms down. They do have a picture on their website that kind of shows a face before and after application. Images from the second best results may vary individually, where you do see that those hot spots on the face have just completely calmed down. I'm nearly out of this. The lid's shit, like the lid just falls off, but I'm nearly out of this. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna buy another one because it is now my go-to reach for calming, soothing toner. But not my essence though. This is the Manyo Panthertoin Essence Toner. Again, I think I've mentioned this before. I'm on my second bottle now. This is of course a mix of panthenol and allantoin. So panthenol is basically a hydrating and moisturizing ingredient, whilst allantoin is soothing, it's calming. But then they also have something in here called Sim Calming. This is one of these products where it's got like a few trademarked like ingredient mixtures, which I usually really hate. But I love this product, so I'm all right with it. So that's an oat-derived ingredient that helps soothe red, irritated skin. And that is one of the main benefits I see from this product. And the sheet mask that I've been using pretty religiously, actually. And they now have a moisturizer as well that I've been just trying out recently. And there's ceramides in here as well as ectoin, which they say is a moisture-attracting molecule found in something. It's very nicely hydrating. I can't see why this would irritate anybody's skin. I can't see why it wouldn't benefit anybody who suffers from redness, irritation of any kind, who wants that kind of like ceramide care, soothing care that's not in a thick, claggy moisturizer or, you know, barrier repairing cream, but instead in like this nice lightweight milky essencey toner. Because I talk about skincare like on TikTok a fair bit now, I always forget what I've talked about on YouTube. But one of my favorite products is this Ilso Super Melting Sebum Softener. So you know those nose pore strip alternatives that I love. Maria May makes some, Sunboon Editor, I believe the brand is called, makes some amazing pore strip alternatives as well. And these are pore strips or shapes of cotton that you you lay on your nose, and there's an ingredient in the product that basically softens all the sebum in your nose. Once you pull off that strip, you then see like whiteheads and excess oil all on the surface of your nose, and then you can gently wipe that away. And this is basically a bottle of whatever that liquid is that lays on those pieces of cotton that softens the sebum in your nose. They say it's a sebum remove complex, which is composed of ingredients such as squalane and polygonum, and it also contains a few very mild, gentle exfoliating natural acids, along with Centella asiatica, Hoitinia cordata extract, alongside all those others, help soothe and calm the skin. So there's really no irritation with this. You know, you're not ripping off this sticky piece of fabric that then leaves your nose looking red and inflamed, which I never used to mind too much, but after using these kind of products, there's just no need for it. So with this, you get a very, very thin cotton pad, or you can get like the thicker cotton pads and break them in two. I like these ones. Who are they by again? I want to say White Rabbit. I'll put it here. But these are really thin cotton pads that you soak this in and then just lay over your nose, take it off, and then wipe away the excess. And I use this in conjunction with their Ilso Deep Clean Master Blackhead Removing Tool. And all this is essentially like a little spatula that you don't dig into your skin, you don't dig it in, you very gently glide it over. You can apply a little bit of pressure if there's any kind of like little bits of sebum stuck in the skin. It's got this really nice shape to it that can help get in all like the crevices of your nose. And it's got like a rubber grip on it as well, so you have a good, firm, controlled grip and direction of where you want to go without irritating your skin. I absolutely love this. I don't know why more people don't use these type of products that can help with the look of pores on your nose and anywhere else on your face actually, without having to irritate and rip stuff out. I wish more people use this or knew of it. Peptide serums have become very, very popular since the kind of popularity of peptides. I mean, they've always been in our skincare, hiding here and there, but they have come to the forefront of ingredients list because I think everybody takes them a bit more seriously now and we understand the plumping benefits of peptides. This is Make Beauty's Subverse Plumping Peptide Serum, which helps to plump the skin, firm up the skin, reduce the appearance of fine lines, helps restore the skin barrier, and provides a dewy, plump, hydrated glow. All the above seem correct. I can't speak for fine lines, but when it comes to peptides, I do look for a firmness in my skin. That is different to just what hydration can do for my skin. So in here, they have their Matrixyl Synth 6, a potent peptide that smooths skin texture and reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Australian Wild Rosella Complex, which is a natural source of betaine for long hydration. Bioferment from Rio Tinto, which restores the skin barrier whilst improving firmness and elasticity. And amino acids to maintain skin hydration. And that's really what I love about this serum, is a lot of the peptide serums I have almost have this creamy texture to them, which I don't hate. It's like a really nice lightweight moisturizer. So, you know, it's always like the final step before I do actually put on my moisturizer. Sorry, my voice is going, I think. What I love about this one is I get all the benefits from peptides that I've been enjoying from my thicker peptide serums, but in this lightweight, almost hyaluronic acid serum feeling kind of texture that's a little bit thicker. In the warmer months, I don't like to have those creamier kind of products on my skin, and I look for these gel type serums instead. So having one of those with peptides in is like the perfect combination for me, as well as the focus on hydration. Make don't launch a ton of skincare. They have a really good selection of products, but when they launch something, it seems like it's launched with intent and like there's a lot of thought behind each launch. But when they do launch something, it's always so good. If it's not something new and innovative like Make are very good at, it's in the least a very more interesting take on the popular products that are already out in the world, if that makes sense. I also think $40 for 50 mil is really good, considering a lot of 30 mil is about $30 nowadays, unless it's like the Ordinary, of course, or the Inkey List. But this really is one of those serums that you can just use as your one product between cleansing and moisturizing and sunscreen. I really love it. I love it. Not surprising from Make. I just want to revisit the COSRX Blackhead Power Liquid. This has been in my life for at least 7 years on and off. COSRX are viral. They've gone viral for all their snail products, and I do feel like the snail products are amazing, but I also feel like a lot of their back catalogue goes unnoticed because of those snail products being the main star. But I think in a time where people are asking me like what is safe for their kids to use, because all these kids are wanting to shop in Sephora. If you are somebody who has sensitive skin, easily sensitized skin, sorry, and you're breaking out a lot, or you get very large looking pores, you're very oily, or you are a teenager who is just starting to break out, maybe can do with some exfoliating, you're getting very oily, a Korean K-beauty brand BHA is probably one of the best products you can go for. And I would say the COSRX BHA Blackhead Power Liquid is an amazing starter chemical exfoliant for everyone, especially if you personally are not wanting to, or you don't want your child to get into a full length skincare routine, but you need that step between cleansing and moisturizing to see to their more developing skin. This is a great option because we have niacinamide in here. So not only is niacinamide going to help even skin tone, darken those dark spots from acne, spots they've picked at. It's going to help prevent those spots. It's going to help with breakouts. It's going to help with pore size, sebum production. But then we also have betaine salicylate as the only exfoliant. As I mentioned before, betaine salicylate is a mix of betaine and salicylic acid. So what you're getting is this super gentle, moisturizing, chemical exfoliating ingredient. South Korea have certain regulations on salicylic acid. So you often find betaine salicylate as a replacement. And they say very roughly that betaine salicylate is twice as gentle as BHA. So this doesn't have a huge amount. I believe it's like 2%. So you're getting a really, really gentle exfoliation that makes such a huge difference. This is great for pore size, in particular on the nose. This changed my skin. This was my first chemical exfoliant and it just made my skin so much better. That's when I was in my 20s. I wish I had this when I was a teenager. I spoke very recently about the Inculist glycolic acid exfoliating body stick and how I've been using it as a deodorant kind of like 3 to 4 times a week, or 2 to 3 more likely actually, because I still want to be very gentle on my armpits. They're very sensitive. I can't use a lot of mainstream deodorants and I don't know why. I just want to talk again about the Kosas Sport Beachy Clean Chemistry. Wait, what is this name? Kosas Chemistry AHA Serum Deodorant in the scent Beachy Clean. So this contains 3 AHAs. We have shikimic, lactic and mandelic acid, which is going to help brighten those armpits, gently exfoliate, but also helps with the odor of body odor. It prevents that bacteria that causes the body odor from developing, I guess, like too much. It doesn't stop it completely, but basically it keeps you a lot fresher throughout the day. They combine this with some really nice soothing ingredients like aloe leaf, but the difference between this and this is that you can use this daily. Even on the most sensitive armpits, it's not strong enough to like exfoliate properly your skin. But if you're using it every day, gradually over time, you're going to see your armpits lighten, which isn't a big deal. But when my armpits have darkened from irritation due to other deodorants, I kind of want them to go back to their original state. The scent also lingers in a non-intrusive way. You feel very fresh all day. But yeah, a lot of people are asking what they can use daily. This is a very good option. Solitaire do another amazing option as well. So those are some products that I wish people would pay more attention to. Let me know if you tried these, if you love them as well in the comments down below. You can watch some more product review videos here or some general light entertainment here. Either way, I'll see you over there.